Okay, so what exactly is the idea behind a great digital brush? When I first started out in 2016, I remember I was always looking for the best possible brushes in terms of lettering. Fast forward to 2019 and I now have a solid collection of brushes that I use on a daily basis. And it was really in those 3 years when I slowly started to understand how to create good, quality brushes. So let me explain. Oh, and just for the record, I'm going to use lettering brushes in Procreate as an example since this is the area I mostly specialize in, but the theory should pretty much apply to any brush that's used for digital art creation, whether it's in Procreate or Photoshop. Now, the first thing you have to do is to really focus on the tools you're trying to replicate. In this case, a whole bunch of pens. You focus on one and start thinking about the properties of a digital brush. As some of you might know, a digital brush is usually made up of two things: the shape source and the grain source. The shape source is just like a stamp. The image you select as the shape will be repeatedly stamped over the course of a stroke. So let's say you select a circle as the shape, you're going to notice whenever I tap, the same circle will appear on the screen. Now a proper stroke is basically just a result of repeated taps, so the more taps or circles you add, the smoother the line will look and eventually turn into a stroke. The grain source, on the other hand, behaves sort of like a paint roller. Whenever you paint a stroke, the grain is rolled inside the shape and onto the canvas. So let's say we pick this pattern here as our grain and add it to our shape. You will notice, instead of just being white, the circle now actually contains the pattern inside of it, which is why you could also say that the shape acts as a container. It contains the grain. Now, to summarize all of the things we just talked about, here's another visual that does a great job at capturing the two core elements of a modern digital brush. So up at the top we have the shape, in the middle we have the grain. Press those two together and we have the final result at the bottom. Now, coming back to the initial question, what exactly is the idea behind a great digital brush, or what exactly makes a digital brush truly great? Well, it turns out all of the high quality brushes I've used have one thing in common. One feature that differentiates them from the rest, and that is the ability to replicate and produce the same results you get in the real world. So carefully think about the shape and grain of your actual pen. And I found the best way to demonstrate the quality is just by showing them side by side, or in this case top to bottom. You have the real pen at the top, the custom brush at the bottom, and as you can see, it's basically exactly the same. Same feeling, same behavior, and at the end of the day, that should really be your main goal. Creating brushes that behave just like the tools you know and use on a daily basis. Anyway, that's been it. That was just a quick video going through the basics. The actual hands-on tutorial is going to be in the works by the time you're watching this, so definitely make sure to subscribe if you're excited for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.